Male-centered, anything male-centered is going to see a decrease in numbers. Okay, because in case you guys haven't realized, the spiritual plane has shifted. Women are not really going to enter these workshops about how to get a man or purchase guides on how to get a man. Like, that's lame. That is lame. The whole male-centered, wear this dress to get a man. Wear your hair like that to get a man. Do your makeup like that to get a man. I think that women are just not going for that anymore. Now, let me tell you this. 5 years ago was what? 2020. 5 years ago, male-centered content, things, and products, everything male-centered was very popular 5 years ago. 5 years ago, that's when Kevin Samuels was doing his thing. There were so many channels about dress like this, wear your heels like this, wear your hair like that. Like the whole hypergamy content, like the classy, how to dress classy, or you got to wear your hair straight because men prefer straight hair over curly hair. Like that was the content to be making 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it was all about male-centered related books and conversations and even relationship podcasts are not even doing good anymore because people simply don't care. Like, people are looking at their lives and realizing how much in their life they need to fix because you are your biggest project, especially women. Women are growing in their feminine essence and power that they are not subscribing to that stuff anymore because it's lame. It's lame. And it's extremely male-centered. It's just not doing numbers anymore. I'm so proud. Even with my classes, I'm so proud when I see the amount of women who are just like, I want to get my life in order. This is the time. Women are not using their power on men anymore. And that is why the men are enraged, meaning the masculine. That's why I've been telling women to get their pepper spray. I saw a video where a woman said a group of women got angry at her or started bullying her because she was married and had a husband, but they didn't know she was married. Meaning she never really talked about like her husband or marriage, or like she was just a regular, like just doing her thing, and they didn't know. And they became very upset when they found out, because the truth of the matter is, some women are not male-centered, okay? So women who are not male-centered are not going to turn every conversation into a conversation about husbands or boyfriends. Women who are not male-centered don't throw out their single friends. Women who are not male-centered do not make everything about a man. They don't view a man as the center of their universe, okay? So those women got upset, I'm guessing, because they're male-centered, and they were just upset at the fact that she wasn't constantly talking about her relationship like they were. Ladies, go ahead and get that pepper spray, okay? Go ahead on Amazon and get that pepper spray and keep it in your makeup bag, because things have shifted, okay? The masculine is acting out of whack. The masculine is off the walls right now because women are no longer male-centered, okay? They're not. Women are so, like even the ages that women are having children, women are no longer even having children in their 20s and 30s anymore. They're doing it in their 40s. There has been a shift in even that number because women are hip to the game and they are not interested in having a man come in their life and cause a whole bunch of destruction, okay? Women are just not going for it. Women are trying to create the life that they desire, and they don't want to allow a man to be a part of that beautiful life unless he is a wonderful gentleman. Women are simply not male-centered anymore. A lot of male-centered products and things, anything that's male-centered is going to see a decrease because women are simply not trying to sit and watch a 3-hour webinar on how to get a man. They're just not doing it. We're no longer in those times. If a woman wants to grow in your feminine essence and be completely irresistible, I'm talking irresistible, that comes from working on yourself internally. It comes from wanting to be your best, look your best, have the best, cultivating a life for yourself that is the best, creating that soft life. But the male-centered era has come to an end. Women are just not interested in subscribing to male-centered. Anything male-centered is going to see a decrease in numbers. Okay, because it's a different vibe now. Women are bettering themselves in all ways, shapes, and forms. Women are trying to progress. Women are trying to better themselves in every category. So this hyper focus, that's why the masculine is getting upset. And when I say the masculine as a whole, that's why I keep telling women to get your pepper spray and protect yourself, because men are angry that they are losing control of the feminine. Women are doing what they want. Women are enjoying themselves. Women are, beautifying themselves for themselves, not for a man. Like, the day and age has shifted where women are not male-centered, and women who are male-centered, ascended goddess women don't want you around. Nobody wants a male-centered woman around them, because male-centered women, one, they lack loyalty to women. They don't like women. Male-centered women make everything about a man, and male-centered women are always also very lazy. Male-centered women are lazy because they don't want to build a beautiful and create a beautiful life that they desire. They just want a Prince Charming to come in and rescue them. Male-centered women are going to keep you back from your goals. They're going to discourage you from going to school. They're going to discourage you from, starting that horseback riding class that you always wanted to do. They're going to discourage you from doing the Zumba classes and the hot yoga. They're going to discourage you because anything that's not male-centered, they feel like it's a waste of time. You did it, ladies. Go ahead and clap for yourselves. You did it. Honestly, it's going to get very difficult for the male-centered, hypergamy-based sectors of society, because women are not male-centered anymore. Women are not interested in investing in workshops, books, or anything that is hyper-focused on how to get a man. Women are just not going for that anymore. Women are focused on themselves. Okay, things have turned. That's why last night in the master class, it was a wonderful master class, by the way, last night. At the end of the class, I told the women that, there's a war on the feminine right now. And that's why a lot of men are becoming violent and unaliving women and becoming very sassy, and the negging and the aggression. And it's because women as a collective are finally wielding their power, which is their feminine essence and their feminine energy. Okay, so women are just not, like 5 years ago, when the whole date up, hypergamy, how to get a man, that was remember 5 years ago? Do you guys remember that era where it was that was really popular? Now, things have shifted in a place where women are obsessed with leveling themselves up, right? And they know that by me leveling myself up, that is going to bring me in the vibration and the aura and the essence in rooms with other leveled up people. So it'll only be part of the plan for me to encounter leveled up men, because I'm putting in the work on myself. So it's just going to naturally happen. But women are not hyper focused on that type of content anymore, because women have taken their power back. So why male-centered women make awful allies and friends? Well, on my channel and in real life, I will always encourage women to decenter men. By me saying decenter men, I'm not saying that men are not important. I'm not saying to hate men. I'm not saying to disrespect men. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying to don't center them. Meaning you as a woman, you are your biggest project. And if you're a man listening, you are your biggest project, you as an individual. So male-centered women will never encourage you to chase your dreams. They will encourage you to chase a man. So that's why when I see content that are male-centered based, where it's just men this, men that, do this to get a man, dress like this to get a man, wear makeup on to get a man, why not just say wear makeup on to feel more confident in yourself? Why not wear high heels every day to get more in touch with being comfortable walking in your heels and stepping into rooms, dressed to impress for you as a confidence curator? Why does it have to be focused on doing that particular thing, but for a man though? Once it's done, once it's put out there and it's for a man at the end of it, now it's male-centered. And male-centered women will never encourage you to chase your dreams. They will encourage you to chase a man because everything that they do is male-related. And those women will hold you back in life because for them, everything that they do, the end goal has to be a man. So what's the point of wearing makeup if it's not for a man? What's the point of doing what you love if it's not for a man? What's the point of being in a hobby if it's not for a man? Like everything that they do has a man attached to it. So those type of women are never going to encourage you to chase your dreams. The dreams that you had since you were a little girl, they're never going to encourage you to do that because the end result is not a man. The end result is you being happy. The end result is you being fulfilled as a woman. The end result is you having more power as an individual because you broke a barrier, right? But those type of women, male-centered women, don't have goals outside of a man. Male-centered women do not value women. They value men. Male-centered women do not value women. They value men. What do I mean by that? When a woman is male-centered, she is the ultimate hater of other women. Male-centered women, they don't like other women, right? So that's why when I come to the conclusion that a woman is male-centered, I get away from her because I know she's never going to like me. She's not going to like her mom. She's not going to like her kids. Male-centered women don't value women. They don't really see a value in women altogether. They don't see any benefit that comes. They don't see any benefit that's attached to women. They strictly value men. Like men is their end all be all. So male-centered women are very mean to other women. Male-centered women are aggressive with other women. Male-centered women have no empathy for other women. Male-centered women are strictly, the value is with the man. And women who are male-centered, you will notice that they will step on any woman's head to get to a man because that's what they value. And a good example of this is Portia and Simon. And then I saw a snippet on the episode last night where Portia was saying that, well, allegedly she said that she was going to sleep with one of these. She should sleep, or made a threat of, if one of the girls doesn't leave her alone, she's going to sleep with her husband. And all the other girls were laughing about it. Male-centered women don't value relationships with women. They don't value connections with women. They don't value building healthy environments for women. Male-centered women, they only value men. Male-centered women see no benefit in having you around. That friend that throws you out and picks you up and throws you out and picks you up, depending on if she's in a relationship or not, she doesn't really care about you. Male-centered women see no benefit in having women in their life unless it's for emotional support. So male-centered women treat women the way most men treat women, which is selfishly, in a selfish manner. So male-centered women don't see value in connection with other women. They only see value in connecting with you if you can be an emotional support animal for them when they're going through a breakup or when they're going through a divorce. Okay, male-centered women also don't have friendships when they have an active relationship present in their life. So if a woman is actively engaged, married, or has a boyfriend, that's the period of time in her life where she doesn't have any friends. She only has friends in her life when a man is not in her life. So it's either men or women, and she always picks men, right? So male-centered women use and discard women according to if they're in a relationship or not. So these type of women make terrible friends because they're never going to be there for you from beginning to end. Their purpose in your life, their presence in your life strictly relies on if they have a man or not. So if she has a man, she doesn't care about you. You hold no value for her if a man is in her life. So male-centered women use and discard women the same way some men will use and discard women for sex. Male-centered women use and discard women for emotional support. Once they no longer need your emotional support, they don't need you. Why? Because they don't see value in you. They got what they wanted from you was the emotional support because of what they're going through with their man. And now that her and her man are on good terms, you're not important. These are low value women. I just want to make that clear. Male-centered women are low value women. These are women who they don't see the benefit of the feminine. They don't see the power in femininity and the feminine essence. And also male-centered women are very tolerable of men and their bad behavior. So male-centered women are always going to encourage you to stay in a negative relationship and something that's toxic and abusive. She's going to encourage you to stay because a man is better than no man, because male-centered women will do anything to have a man, even if that means get beat up every day. They're staying because I got a man. She doesn't. I got a man though. That's always what they use as a comeback if they're arguing with a woman that's single or childless. Oh, well, I got a man. You don't know what that's about. And they use that as a jab, even if they're getting abused, cheated on, whatever it is that they're going through. A man is better than no man. And they're always going to throw that back in your face. Male-centered women don't understand the feminine and they don't respect it. Because if they did, they would understand the value of women. But because they're chasing men all day long, they don't see any value in the feminine outside of them, meaning women, and they don't see value in the femininity within them. So male-centered women that try to act like they're feminine, no. Male-centered women are actually very masculine, because when male-centered women see a confident woman, they want to jump on her. Because she feels like that woman, her husband's going to look at that woman or her boyfriend's going to look at that woman. Male-centered women are the enemy of other women. And the reason why I stopped watching a lot of content based on like relationships and men and like the hypergamy, I do believe in hypergamy. I want to make that clear. And I do believe in the soft life. And I do believe in a woman creating and building a beautiful life for herself, and then a man who is well off coming in and bringing in more. But I don't watch content that is strictly hyper focused on how to get this type of man or how to get that type of man or do your hair like this to attract a wealthy man or wear your dress like this. I feel like that is a complete waste of the feminine essence and the feminine power that women have, because if you're tapped into your essence as a woman, you're going to already do all those things. It's your second nature to feel your best, look your best, and have the best. There's no do this to get a man attached to it. Like, you should already be doing those things that these people are teaching. So I don't subscribe to content that is strictly hyper focused on getting a man. I think that's very just, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a waste of energy. It creates an energy leakage. I think that's at some point, a woman has to reach a certain level of maturity where that's not really your focus. But it's going to be hard in those type of spaces now because the world is shifting and women are not male-centered anymore. I worked in HR for several years, so in this class, I am going to teach you guys tips, tricks, and valuable information so you can be a corporate Spartan. It is not easy working in corporate America, but if you have the right office politics and you know your rights legally, that will definitely help you have a more enjoyable experience. So this class, I will be teaching you from an HR standpoint, what to do, what not to do, and how to jump paths so that you can get the promotions that you always wanted, what to look out for and what not to look out for in office politics. Also, next class on power. Power is very, very important. This class is not about feminine power. It's about power in life and having staying power. To get through life, when you're dealing with humans, men and women, you need to learn how to make sure that you have staying power, and you need to learn how to make sure that all of the moves that you make sense so you can always be 25 steps ahead of everyone else, because life is chess, not checkers.